Life's too short to drive boring cars. So how do you tell? You look around a car lot, there's hundreds of vehicles. How do you tell which ones have good engines and which ones are bad? How do you tell which engines will last forever? Because after all, that's the heart of the car. And without a good engine, you basically have a piece of scrap metal. So I'm gonna share with you guys a list of 5 engines that are guaranteed to run at least 300,000 miles or essentially forever. Let's get into it now. So the first great engine that's guaranteed to run almost forever is what's packaged in this car behind me, and that's the Honda Accord. Now, it's not every engine in the Accord, but the one specifically, which is the 2-liter turbo engine called the K20 C4. These 4-cylinder engines are direct injected, and when mated to a 10-speed automatic, they are truly an exciting drivetrain. 252 horsepower and about 273 pound-feet of torque make for a lively experience and for an engine that will likely outlast you and I. But let's take a quick look so you're not bored of this car. Here's a Honda Accord, but this one here is the Touring, and this has the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, and it's mated to the automatic 10-speed. You don't want the CVT, you don't want the 1.5, because those are problematic and you have the oil dilution issues. However, this is the car you want. I mean, Honda now, they've got these great cool little headlights, pretty interesting front bold grille design, and it happens to be pretty much black chrome, which is very, very interesting. You've now got some contours on the hood. It's no longer your blase vanilla yogurt car. These actually have some style. Look at the fastback design at the back. And you've got these great wheels here too. How about that cool rocker that sculpts inwards and then twists and flares at the back? Chrome accents, sunroof, soft touch, little spoiler along the back to show it's a little bit on the sportier edge, as suggested there by the name, and it's sport. How about those great little exhaust ends right there on both sides? And a pretty little chrome Honda accent there with a backup camera tucked away. Very luxurious for what was considered a home everyday car for the family. I'll be honest, Honda's come a long ways with the Accord. It used to be the garden variety car, but it's now actually got some sporting intentions. And with over 250 horsepower, it's guaranteed to light your day. But if for some reason you're a little bit bored with that, Acura uses the same engine as they're the upscale version of a Honda, and you can find it in the RDX or the TLX models. So at the end of the day, there's already been cars that have made 1 million miles, and it's proof in the pudding that between Honda's reputation and confirmation in the field that this engine will likely last forever. So the second vehicle with a great engine, actually an engine that'll probably outlast me, is what's under the hood of this vehicle, and it's a Toyota 4Runner. These 4Runners are great. Why? They're a body-on-frame chassis, so in other words, they're meant to take the rough roading. They can go off-roading and can lightly outlast the brands from Ford and Chevy and Dodge. They really aren't meant to go the distance in rough roading conditions. They've also been very, very popular because Toyotas have been always very reliable. Taking a closer look here, you've got some basic step boards. Nothing too fancy, but these don't break either when it gets to minus 20. You've got a pretty robust set of taillights. Here's your Toyota 4Runner, of course. Standard tailgate, window slides down, some great versatility. And right there, you can tow a bunch of weight. Tow your boat, your trailer to the cabin. It's a versatile vehicle. Then we circle around. Obviously, you have luggage racks up top to haul a bunch of junk. It actually has a very Spartan interior, but high quality, and buttons will not fail and wear out like they do on some of the German brands. There's also some of the plastic fender guards here, and the headlights are pretty robust and bullious, but they do the trick. Overall, a very stout and sturdy looking package in the Toyota 4Runner. The engine that we care about is the 4-liter V6, makes about 270 horsepower and about 278 pound-feet of torque, coupled only to a 5-speed automatic transmission in these vehicles. The engine internally is identified as a 1GR FE V6, and it actually has the dual VVTi, or the variable valve timing system, double, so that it maximizes and optimizes low-end grunt and top-end power. Now again, because these vehicles last so long, Toyotas are often really supported by the aftermarket. TRD springs, TRD skid plates, TRD parts. Aftermarket manufacturers know that there's a need and a want for people to take these vehicles off-roading, and they'll last the test of time. It's nothing to get 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles out of this engine. Just do a few oil changes along the way, and you'll see these vehicles last forever. And the next engine is what's tucked under the hood of these great little half-ton GMC pickup truck. Right here, what we're looking at is an Elevation model. This one actually has the 5.3-liter V8, and that one isn't specifically all that reliable. There's been issues with oil consumption and some other problems along the way, although it's ushered in that generation of performance. But it's the half 3/4 ton trucks that come with the 6.2-liter V8 engine is the one that you really want. Those are bulletproof workhorses called the Ecotec 3, and they're a good old small block Chevy. They're essentially the L86 and L87 engines, internal designations by Chevy GM. They made about 400 horsepower in the 6.2 liter and about 460 pound-feet of torque, and they could tow 12,500 pounds with that extremely robust engine. Now the beauty is these weren't high-revving, high-output engines, and that's part of the reason that they last so long. You can get the 6.2 liter engine in half tons, 3/4 tons, 1 ton single rear wheel. You can even get them in a Yukon Denali. You get the 4 pipes on the back. These are large and in charge, and they're so closely connected with an Escalade that it's not even funny. They're absolutely a great engine. They have active fuel management. They go from 4-cylinder to V8, and it saves you fuel, and it definitely gives you the power on demand when you need it. And the beauty is pickup trucks are no longer just a workhorse hauler that can tow a ton of weight with the trailer hitch right there, but they have all the cool accents and updated designs. So at the end of the day, you can have your cake and eat it too. With the modern pickup truck isn't just a workhorse, it actually doubles as a luxury ticket. And the beauty is the small block Chevy will virtually run forever. And the next most reliable engine that will likely outlast 500,000 miles is the J Series 3.5 liter V6 engine that you'll find in the Acura MDX right here. Now these vehicles have 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque wrapped up under that hood. Now you can find multi-port and direct injection involved in these different Acura MDX vehicles. How about a rather basic single overhead cam VTEC engine as well powering these vehicles? They're all aluminum, and they could actually propel this vehicle from 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds, which makes it actually lively for a full-size SUV. Look at this great big bold Acura symbol. Makes it tell who's boss around here, right? How about these cool little funky headlights? Very, very different looking. And the overall profile of this vehicle is pretty solid and stout looking. You've got these front end, looks very much like a C-Class Mercedes. And you've got some chrome accents along the front, headlight washers. Beautiful wheels. How about that beautiful little chrome piece on the rocker? And you'll notice it's also made of plastic so rocks won't destroy the paint. You've got this really cool little handle. I love the looks of that. It looks very majestic and slightly 15th century. Mirrors here with a cool little marker light on there. And you've got a basic sunroof on top and a roof rack that can accommodate any of your outdoor gear or long distance traveling apparatus. Very nice, almost flush mounted taillights. You'll notice very clean looking. There's your MDX, and of course this one's the all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive. And of course you've got these fake little exhaust tips. Look down in there, there's the real tip. And of course chrome there, and chrome there. And in some cases of these Acuras, you can even get a trailer hitch assigned to these. High quality, and it definitely won't wear out anytime soon. And so the overall look is of that of high quality. They've got lots of different chrome accents and trim around the windows. It looks very clean yet elegant. Slightly smallish brake calipers means it's not a high performance machine, but it still does just fine, thank you very much. And it's generally equipped with the 10-speed automatic, which means it's always in the sweet spot for maximum fuel economy and performance. Maybe you love the engine, maybe you're looking for something a little differently. Well, you can also find the same engine in these other two models, the RLX and as well as the TLX right here. You'll notice we've got the TLX, and this is also the all-wheel drive. We also have some great looking accents down below and a beautiful car. If you don't want the SUV, this vehicle can certainly cut the mustard for you and give you the driving dynamics that you prefer in a car. But this would come with 310 horsepower on a 9-speed automatic transmission for the fun factor. So the next vehicle, it's a Lexus. What we have is the RC series of cars. And what we have is the engine that really is a staple for the brand. They have the 3.5 liter V6 engine that's naturally aspirated. In other words, no turbos, no forced induction, no extra parts to wear. These engines make about 311 horsepower and about 280 pound-feet of torque. They're 24 valves, count them, 24, and it's double overhead camshaft engine. The beauty is when it's tucked under the hood of this vehicle, which is the IS350, it'll hit a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of about 5.5 seconds and a quarter mile of about 14 seconds flat. It's absolutely a great performer and super reliable. And I think everybody knows that Lexus is the upscale Toyota, so essentially it's a Toyota-based engine. And you can have all that reliability and performance wrapped up in this great shell like an RC350 is right here. These cars are absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the great detail and the lights. You got the LED strip there and those 3 little wonderful lights. You get the very aggressive front nose, or bigger chin if you will. The RC350 is a beautiful vehicle. You've got the gunmetal gray alloys. You've got this awesome rocker panel that just sort of flares in and out. Sunroof, little overextended tail on it to give it that strong look at the back. And of course you get this rear vent, makes it look real sharp. How about these great new taillights? I love the looks of this RC350, and it's all-wheel drive. So you can drive this F-Sport in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground. These are totally versatile and reliable. You can also find these engines tucked away in the IS350, the ES350, and the RX350L, or even just the regular RX350 if you like. And just in case those don't float your boat, you can actually get the same engine in the base Toyotas. For example, in the Camry, the Avalon, the Highlander, as well as the Sienna minivan. They're available in a lot of different models within the Toyota and Lexus brand. And there's a great possibility that this 2021 Lexus RC350 will outlast a 2028 BMW 3 Series. And I'm sure all of you guys would love to know, this video here is going to help you with 10 vehicles that will guaranteed to run at least 300,000 miles. Hope to see you real soon. Catch you then. Bye-bye.